Hello, I'm the Typo T-Rex.
And I'm Jester.
And we're in the same chairs as last time.
Yep.
Because this one's my deck still.
Because I only have one.
So if you can't tell by the fact that there's, well, I was going to say that there's a Zacian on top. There's a couple of decks that are still playing Zacian. So this is a Paw Patrol. So we're going to go and start. We got 4 copies of Zacian. A lot of lists you see online only play 3. I'm not a huge fan of 3 because I feel like if you don't get Zacian first turn in Paw Patrol, you're losing.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 Zamazentas. This card has won so many games. I go back and forth on playing 2 because generally 1 gets the job done, and if you're getting the second one out there, it's kind of whatever. A lot of time I use it to just kind of hide while the other one's healing up in the back row with the Crystal Cave. And then Mew is a recent addition. I feel like when he hits, there's never a bad hit with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't like trading price cards, and there have been a couple times where I wasn't paying attention and I lost out because I
played 6 on your bench.
Yeah.
For sure, the with the next card, good.
The Oranguru.
Mew and Oranguru in this deck, it is first turn is Mew useful.
Yes.
No? Like if you don't get it.
Yeah.
Then you definitely want to go for the Oranguru because Oranguru is more useful long term. But if you get that Mew first turn and can, try and help guarantee your Intrepid Sword to fully set you up, it's great.
Yeah. I can't remember how many we counted out, but I think it was like 27 items to hit with the Mew.
Yeah. I think it was like 23.
Yeah.
I didn't do the math statistic-wise to figure it out, but it's probably above 90% chance that you're going to hit an item with Mew.
If you miss with Mew the 1 or 2 times you get to use it, you're having a bad day. If you get to use Mew more than twice, though, and you lose, something has gone wrong. So we're going to go and run through some of the items. Cape of Toughness, super important because it makes Zacian live through Blaziken's attack.
Yep.
It makes Zacian live through so many attacks. And then Crystal Cave comes in, and he just hides in the background every now and then he can live 1 more hit.
Yep.
And then you're gold. If you can get Zacian to take prize cards twice, you've won the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even if you can use him to stall. There's 2 air balloons. These go on Oranguru and Mew. Sometimes you'll see them on the Zacian or the Zamazenta if you're super desperate.
I feel like it's definitely more often on Zamazenta than Zacian.
Yeah.
Because if you're putting Zamazenta out there, odds are it's not taking any damage from a swing.
But so many decks, the Vs aren't bad. So a lot of people will be like, all right, well, you have the Zamazenta. I'm going to hold one of my Vs back so it can deal some damage. So a lot of times I'll get a Zamazenta out there with a Cape of Toughness still.
Yeah.
And it matters.
I know when we were playing Paw Patrol versus Ray, trying to get it to work, I had to do that to try and win the game still.
Yeah. And it slows the game down so you get more interactions, but it's still very viable to just lose because of that. Tool Scrapper. Tool Scrapper is so important in this deck, especially against something like Suicune. But so many decks are playing 2 to 3 to 4 copies of Cape of Toughness or the Air Balloons. If you're playing 3 copies of Air Balloon, you want all 3 copies of Air Balloon.
Yeah.
And being able to Scraper that out.
Ray.
Yeah. Scraper, however you want to say it, wins games.
For sure.
Yeah.
I remember you were playing this online and actually lost 4 prizes in 1 turn because they bossed your Zacian they Scraper and quick shooting.
Yeah.
Or no, they had Tool
They had
Tool
Tool
Jammer.
Jammer. Yeah. To get rid of my
Cape boost and then quick shooting to kill it.
Yeah. And now this card, people have such a hard time finding it locally. I went through Zach's stuff. He had 3 playsets, and I jacked 2.
Nice.
But this card is phenomenal in Zacian, and then also just with Oranguru. Because you take the top 5 cards of your deck, pick one, and stack it to the top. And be like, all right, is it the energy that I need for the Intrepid Sword, or is it something that I can play, and I'll put that on top with the Oranguru and just add it to my hand? Or even,
is it maybe
with the Mew.
Is it maybe that last Metal Saucer you need for the next Zacian to be set up?
Yeah. I go back and forth on how the proper way to use Mew is, but normally I'll go for the Mew first just to see what I pull, and then I'll hit the Rotom Phone and then try and use the Oranguru because that's 12 different cards as opposed to only 6.
I feel like the only time you'd want to Oranguru first is if there's a card that you need that in your hand.
Generally the argument is, do I Rotom Phone first or do I hit the Mew first? And I generally go with the Mew first before I hit the Rotom Phone.
Yeah, because if there's a card that you need in your hand, but you need one more, you could maybe Oranguru that item onto the top so that you could maybe see one more card.
Yeah.
And then just Mew for the item back.
Yep. All right. 4 copies of Switch. Very important in this deck because Zacian can only attack every other turn if you don't retreat it. And switch into an Air Balloon Mew or whatever is phenomenal because being able to swing is nice. And then we have 4 copies of Quick Ball.
Necessary.
That's just consistency. There's also Metal Saucer. I have such a love-hate relationship with Metal Saucer. It's a phenomenal card. I love it. But I hate it early game. Because I'm just sitting there staring at it as like, I wish you were something else. But I can't throw you away because I need you later.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where the Oranguru can come in, though.
Yeah, there have been so many times where I'm just sitting there sticking Metal Saucer back on top of my deck, so I'm like,
Put Metal Saucer back.
Yeah.
Professors!
Yeah.
Hey, Metal Saucer!
It's like, I'll need you next turn. Yep, okay, still don't need you. Maybe next turn. Speaking of Professors, 4 copies of Professors.
Absolutely.
This deck is made for consistency.
Yeah.
It plays 3 to 4 copies of everything. And then we got 3 Marnies. Because there are plenty of times, again, like resources like, Metal Saucer that you don't want to lose early on. Or, 4 copies
4
of Boss. Or, your 2 Raihans. Because Raihan's early game, it's the same problem that Metal Saucer has. It's dead. But late game, I'm just always praying. It's like, all right, I need a Saucer or a Raihan. Or I need the Raihan so I can get both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, small addendum. In one of the previous deck profiles, we said we were playing 4 copies of Crystal Cave.
1 came out from you.
Yeah, 1 came out from you. And I feel like it doesn't really hurt it consistency-wise. And not as many decks are playing Path to the Peak as we think they are. And if I go through all 3 copies of my Crystal Cave, odds are they were going to win that anyway.
Yeah.
So... and then this is something I haven't tested out in this deck, but it worked out in Duraludon when we kind of suggested it.
Yeah.
But Aurora Energies, because sometimes it's so hard to get one of these Metal Energies into the discard pile.
Early.
Yeah, early to get the the Metal Saucer live. Because if you can get one into the discard early on, and not have to worry about having to hit the Intrepid Sword, it goes a long way. And then I think there's 10 Metal Energies.
I think it's 11 now.
Yep,
is it only 10 now?
No,
Okay.
there is 11.
Oh,
Yep.
11, okay.
The build I've been
Yeah.
playing online is a little bit different than this because I haven't quite gotten around to making all the changes.
Because we had 13 metal
Yeah.
when we put the 2 Auroras in.
Yeah. But this deck, again, it's just pure consistency and just denial of prize cards. If you run into a single prizer deck that isn't Kyogre, sometimes it can be a bad day. But this deck has...
Man, it must be nice to beat Kyogre.
Yeah, like every time I see that Kyogre deck, I'm like, all right, I went first.
You just
Yeah.
boss the Kyogres up over and
I
over
got
again.
all the energies I need, so I'm just going to boss up that Kyogre and you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strong matchups? Most. I'll be 100% honest. Like, this deck, it doesn't have a lot of tools, but the tools it does have are just great in most matchups.
Yeah.
I think it struggles a little bit against single prizers just by the nature of what Zacian is.
Yep.
But generally the single prizers...
You way overkill all of them.
Yeah. Well, and the single prizers have a little bit of trouble like hitting Zacian with the Cape of Toughness to kill.
Yeah.
So that's when the Crystal Cave really shines in those matchups. And then that's also where Zamazenta comes in. It's like 130 is enough to one-shot most things in a single prizer deck. And again, Crystal Cave just puts in so much work.
Yeah. Weak matchups for this. Duraludon.
Yeah. Why?
Your Crystal Cave helps him too.
Oh, that's fair. But I mean, I feel like they're playing it too. So, and then most of the time, like against the VMAXs, I'm normally having a 2-shot anyway.
Yeah.
So it hurts a little bit, but not enough to be like super relevant. A lot of times I'll end up
until you find a time when you have to 3-shot him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to 2-shot you.
Yeah. Well, sometimes he's gonna 1-shot you if he gets a scraper.
Well, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. What normally happens with the VMAXs is I'll have Zamazenta out. He'll put the first hit on.
Yeah.
And then after that, Zacian will come in and play cleanup.
Yeah. But also, Duraludon doesn't care about Zamazenta's ability.
Yeah.
It just ignores it and hits you anyways.
Yeah.
It may not kill you in one swing.
Hey, he lives. That's what matters, though. Because, again, I will heal back up, and I just need to win the prize card trades. Because I'll trade 2 prize cards for 3 all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Sableye, Wheezing.
I could see that being a rough matchup.
If you don't turn 1 Intrepid Sword.
I have to go first, and I have to hit at least 1 energy off of Intrepid Sword.
You could go second.
Yeah.
Because I can't get Wheezing out if I go first. Because I can't attack.
That's fair. Yeah.
But you definitely have to hit your first Intrepid Sword. If you don't hit at least 1, it's a bad day.
But, after the first Intrepid Sword, abilities don't matter as much in this deck outside of like Oranguru, because he's phenomenal for stacking stuff. But again, outside of the first or second turn, you're not really using him for that. You're just being like, all right, what's my extra card? Or I don't want to lose the Metal Saucer. Let's put it there for later.
But I definitely really shut that one down.
Yeah. But again, it's a consistent deck, and I feel like most games where I lose, I can point to a spot where I lost, not the deck. I got outplayed. But the deck is solid. It's very consistent. The only issue I have with it, which I haven't tried it with Aurora energies yet, but is like getting those energies early on.
Yeah.
And hopefully, with the addition of the Aurora energies and making the metal saucers a little bit more live, that should help out a lot. It makes it a little unfortunate for the Duraludon matchup
because you can't have Aurora energies attached.
Yeah. But I think that's it for this deck profile. I've been the Typo T-Rex.
And I've been Jester.
And you've been watching Typo's Games here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I don't think we have any IRL deck lists left, but we might have some TCG ones we could look
at. You saw my list of decks that I posted in there.
Hey, listen, I am down to shoot as many as you want today.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so we might...
might be here a while.
You guys might have like 3 full weeks of videos coming up.
Yep.
But that's it for us. Bye, everyone.
Bye.